Yeah. I want to ask you about the Heisman week, and winning the Heisman, because it's such a an experience that so few people get to live through, right? Going to New York City for the Heisman and that whole ordeal.
Yep.
What was that week like? How? Just take me through like what actually goes on there. It's funny. I was talking to Kenny Pickett about it, and he was like, "It's you go there and it's like surreal because you dream about it your whole life, and then you're actually just living it during the week."
I would say first and foremost, they get as many autographs out of you as they possibly can. Like,
am I getting paid for this?
Like, what is going on here? Like, this is like ball 3,000. I'm not sure, but at the end of the day, for me, being at Baylor. And then going to the Heisman, and you got Andrew Luck at Stanford. Mm-hmm. You got Trent Richardson at Alabama.
That's right.
You got Tyrann Mathieu at LSU. And you got Montee Ball from Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. When I walked into the room, like, I know these guys. These are my peers. But I'm like, there's no way Baylor's winning this Heisman. There's no way. Like, I get it. We really stormed down the stretch, and we had a lot of great games that were on TV against highly ranked opponents. But these are like the blue blood programs that you can think of. I consider Wisconsin, LSU, Alabama, Stanford. I wouldn't say is a blue blood, but you know what I mean.
Stanford,
at the time, it's Stanford, right? So I'm sitting there, I'm talking with the coaches, and I'm like, I'm nervous. I'm really, really nervous. Getting through all the autographs is fine. Doing the press conferences is fine. You get your picture with the Heisman and kind of getting to feel that. They're taking you on stage for the the rehearsal to say, hey, you guys are going to be sitting here, and then one of you is going to come up here. We don't know who's going to win it, but make sure you have a speech prepared. And so to Kenny's point, it is surreal because at least at that time for me, the only time I ever thought about the Heisman was on NCAA football, right? Yeah. The kids that grow up now don't have that experience of playing NCAA and getting into the dynasty modes and doing all the different stuff.
You're preparing for that moment.
I was preparing for that moment my whole life. I'm like, you mean to tell me I got a chance to win the Heisman?
Yeah.
And it's not a video game? So, for me, I talked to Coach and I said, I just don't think they're going to give it to us. There was a term, at least when I first got to Baylor, that the other Big 12 schools used to refer to us as little old Baylor, right? Oh, to circle that as a W on your schedule. So by the time we're on the national stage, we're at the Heisman Trophy ceremony. It's like, are they still going to look at us as little old Baylor? So when they start, doing the introduction of who's going to win, I mean, everybody says this. Oh, I could feel my heart beating out of my chest. It's real, man. It's real because you don't know. And for a school like Baylor, that's the smallest of all the schools that are there, right? Probably has the lowest endowment of all the schools that are there, the smallest national footprint of all the schools that are there. To win that, like, come on, man, this would be just historic. So when they call my name, I was like, oh my God.
Were you shocked?
We just won the Heisman. I just knew. Like, I knew all these other guys and how highly touted they were. And I didn't come into the year as a first-round pick or projection. And our team didn't come in being a highly ranked team. But I think we finished 11th in the polls that year, 11th or 12th. So I was shocked. My coach wasn't shocked. My family wasn't shocked.
Yeah.
Because they felt like what we had done that year was more than enough to win the Heisman. But I always took it as you don't ever want to go into anything expecting something.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made it more special.
Yeah. What's the interaction like with the other guys after you win? Like, because they obviously, it's funny too. I think there's a little bit of a misconception that fans don't think that once you're there, kind of like, they're just happy to be there. They're like, they all want to win the Heisman bad, right?
Yeah.
What's it like with those guys after?
Yeah, I don't know how big you are in the track and field, but the World Championships is going on, and first day of the meet, the Netherlands has their greatest distance runner, Sifan Hassan, fall down right before the finish line, right? Then they have their greatest 400 hurdler and 400-meter runner, Montee Ball, fall down in the mixed relay right before the finish line as she's trying to run for gold. And there's a picture of Femke falling with the American runner who ran her down that ends up winning the race. She's celebrating past the line, and Femke is like in agony. And to me, that's the best way to describe what the Heisman is.
Yeah.
If it's 4 guys or 5 guys or however many guys, the other guys that don't win, they are there to help celebrate with you, but they're also agonizing and hurting on the inside because they didn't get to fulfill that dream for them.
Yeah.
So what I did was they give you an opportunity to go out on the town. Mm-hmm. At least they did. I don't know if they still do, but they gave us an opportunity to go out on the town, and they said, listen, you can take this limo after you win, go do your thing. I was over 21 at that time. I don't drink, but it's like I can go to any club I want, do what we want. So I actually invited all the guys to come out and just took them out on the town. Now Tyrann ended up chilling with Diddy in New York that night, but we did get him eventually, and he came out with us as well. So that part of it to me was like, you guys are ballers. All of them are certified college football greats for what they did for the universities, and I didn't want them to feel like it was all about me in that moment. Even though I did win the Heisman, we did win the Heisman at Baylor, I wanted them to know how much I appreciated them, so I took them all out with me, and we had a blast.